next guest, we are very pleased to get to know more Doreen Benavidez. She is a professor with the Asian Seminary of Christian Ministries, and also quite a fascinating story. When she was young, she started what they call tribal ministry, working with tribal people in far-off places in the country, in Philippines. Please welcome Doreen Benavidez.
Thank you, Richard, for the opportunity to share to you about the story and the journey of my ministry. My work with the Mangyan started in 1999 when I was still a seminary student. My missions class required that we study a particular people group so that we can give recommendations for evangelistic efforts and evangelistic activities. I arranged a team to visit the place with me so that we can study together. I organized and planned a trip going to Mindoro, and God led me to the Mangyan tribes in that place. The undertaking was a trailblazing for me in two ways. One, I gained the ministry, and number two, a member of the team eventually became my husband. The team supposedly go up the mountain the day we arrived. But because the team was tired, they requested that we rest when we arrive and we go up the mountain the next day. I agreed delaying the hike up to the mountain. And so we rested on that day. And the next day we started hiking, started going up the mountain. Upon reaching the first Mangyan village the next day, we did our courtesy meeting with the chieftain and with the elders of the community, because you will not be permitted to enter unless the elders would say, yes, you can come and you can, do your research. And so that's what we did. While the team member who is was preaching the gospel, the wife of the chieftain started wailing. And so I noticed her and I said, what's going on? But because I couldn't understand the Alangan language, the Mangyang language, so I asked somebody to translate it to me what she's saying. And so the Mangyan translator came up to her and asked, anong nangyayari? What's going on? And the wife of the chieftain told him, bakit ngayon lang? Or why only now? And so when the translator came back to me, I thought she was angry because it's already lunchtime. I need to know the reason why she's shouting. And so again, I asked the translator, can you go back to her and ask what really happened? And while they were talking, the translator rose and I saw his face shocked. And so when he came back to me, he couldn't speak. And so I had to force him, tell me what happened. Anong nangyari? Tell me what happened. And so he narrated that the day that we arrived at 3 p.m., the village sacrificed a baby. I was shocked. And I said,
Really?
oh my God, yes. So can you imagine how God captured my heart and said, in the relates, you were supposed to be there. Now I'm crying. And so, I knew in my heart that something has to be done. So I rallied people, beginning with my family, with my friends, and shared to them the vision to do something for the Mangyan tribes. And by God's grace, many joined me in the adventure of love for the Mangyan tribes. I did not plan to start a missions organization, but God directed my path to address the needs that I saw, just like what He told me, when you saw a need, you are the solution. I saw extreme poverty in the place. The Mangyan tribes live in poor health conditions. The children are malnourished. And now that we have the tools to assess their condition, many of them are severely wasted. And most of all, of course, they are in spiritual bondage. Today, we now have 40 Christian communities. When I say Christian communities, meaning to say the killing of babies stopped, because we know we introduced them to the powerful transformation of the gospel. For 23 years, I ended up leading an all-male missions organization because the tribal leaders that I work with are all male. It's a patriarchal culture. Women are able to make bold and wise decisions as leaders. And that helps because of the, motherly instinct and this non-authoritative persona that you have if you're a woman, and you can foster cooperation to the people around you.
Sometimes some would say that might be a dangerous thing to do.
One of the blessings that I had with working with the Mangyan tribes is they are a peace-loving people in a sense, because they have a respect to the outsiders, to strangers. They are very hospitable. And because before we launch every project and anything that we have done for all these years, we did research first. You do your work of research first, so that you can weigh and you can calculate, is this feasible? Is this okay? Is this dangerous? Because as a leader, you also are responsible for your team. So you do not just have the passion and just go, go, go. You do your research so that you know that it's safe.